So, welcome to Scarredland's Family Affair. How's everybody doing today? It's been a week in the United States of America, where I believe we're all located now. So we're looking forward to not paying attention to that for a couple hours and killing some evil critters down in the Crypt of the Drowned Dead. So
the fact that I am looking forward to my character being strung up on chains by a demon should give you a hint as to how well last week.
Well, there's a few ways that could be inferred, but
we do not have that
my
kind
point
of relationship.
stands.
I mean, we do have the adult filter on, but no.
Do we?
So always, yeah. I say fuck out of habit.
To
So.
Dad
dude, yeah.
swing all the time, and stilts and all that.
Right.
So I mean, I guess the apple didn't fall too far from the tree.
Right. The point is that your dad fucks. No, the point is that we are, yes, down in the Crypt of the Drowned Dead. When last we got together, you had been exploring. You had defeated both of the druids. Now, one of them, correct me if I'm wrong, one of them, did you knock them unconscious ultimately? Or so they're out, but they're not dead.
Yeah, we didn't kill him, or I'd be carrying way more flesh.
Right. The second one did die. Now, once you got into the room, you split up. A group of you went up into the northern area where you found like a sort of collection, a smaller sub-tomb behind a secret door. And when you opened that secret door, several rot shambles came crawling out, emitting this horrific stench. And you all wisely backed out of the room and closed the secret door, as one does.
Yes. Whilst.
Meanwhile, down here in the observation chamber, there was a sarcophagus.
We were making our own mistakes.
That started to react, if I'm not mistaken, when the rot shambles came out. Is that what happened? It initially started to react, and then you opened it, or did it just open it?
It opened itself. We were not going to open. We sat on it, I believe.
Yeah.
Jedryn sat on it to try to keep it from opening.
Oh, that's right. You saw the runes light up, and then you.
Yeah. And I figured my 40 pounds wet would make a fucking difference.
Well, the boots of spider climbing were a good, a smart thing to do, at least for staying on top of the sarcophagus. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to actually hold it down. But when that happened, the last thing that happened is the sarcophagus gapped open enough that some chains shot out from underneath, and that's where we wrapped things off. Is that correct?
All right.
And yeah, good, awesome. And did we have initiative going? Let me see.
The Chain Devil roll.
Yep, sure do. So let's just dive right into combat. Why not? Let's have some fun. All right. So we start off with Korggix. Korggix, it is your action. You are up by the secret door, and you hear screams and the rattling of chains from to the south of you, and some sort of you can hear impacts on that secret door on the other side. And
I did create some foliage to slow them down.
Right. It is overgrown in there right now, so they are moving slower.
But the door is holding them, as far as I can tell?
Seems to be, yeah. Why don't you... I won't even make you make a roll for this. You've been in and out this door. The door opens into the room and doesn't seem to have a handle or anything. It seems like whoever designed this didn't design this room to allow things to leave on their own.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, with the screaming of Jedryn, I assume, in the distance, I will move to here with my 30. I assume I see it now. The shit hitting the fan?
Yeah, from there you can clearly see the, if nothing else, the spikes shooting out of from underneath the sarcophagus below.
All right. Well, how long does this last? An hour. It definitely hasn't been an hour since we ended combat. It was 15 minutes.
Right.
So I still have a concentration spell up, so I can't really do much. Well, I guess I'm just dashing in. as the rest. So I'll end up like right next to Cheshire and kind of be like, what the fuck is going on?
Excellent.
And then end my turn.
And just to remind you, for clarification, when you step into that area that's sort of looks wet on the map, you're at least, for you, probably ankle deep, a little bit past your ankles in water. Okay. But this room definitely tilts down in this direction as well. So you're fairly confident that if shit went sideways in a hurry, you could dive under that water and take full advantage of your journey.
Yeah, and just, I guess, for clarification, the bottom bar, I should change it, but the bottom bar that's missing, that's my temp HP from corpse armor.
Okay.
So my top one is the full one. So anybody who's in Astral who wants to throw heals at me instead of Cheshire, who's probably just going to be ripped in half at some point, as usual.
I'm planning to heal Cheshire, yes, but I can do
just FYI. I don't
doesn't even have
I can have a mass healing now.
Yes, but when he does, it will be missing a shin bone or something.
I love that your strategy isn't who's going to be the healer, it's who's going to be Cheshire's healer.
I've got this mass healing trick, so now I can heal Cheshire and heal everybody else a little bit.
I guess, should we take this even farther into Clownville and say that I'm standing with my back towards Jedryn for my Adonis kissed cheeks for my +1 AC?
Yes, absolutely. Important. So from the Chain Devil's perspective, the only things that it can see right now are Cheshire and Millie, so it's going to make a chain attack at each one of them. Millie, I assume a 10 does not hit you.
Does not.
Cheshire, a 16 does not hit you, correct? Excellent.
You're muted, Chaz.
Does not.
Excellent. So the chains fire out, and you both deftly sort of move out of the way as these chains pass you. Now, these chains are rusty. They have what looks like fishing tackle and bent nails and meat hooks and rusty shards of like blacksmith scrap sort of just run through the links. So it's a spiked chain, but not like in a clean way. And you're definitely concerned that the wounds from this are going to cause lockjaw. But as those thoughts pass through your mind and you step aside of the chains hit the ground and like drag back for a second and then dig and pull forward. Jedryn, the good news is that you're that you're not going to leave the lid of the sarcophagus unless you choose to. The bad news is the lid of the sarcophagus is now flying back this direction. So why don't you go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw just to be on the safe side. Make sure you don't break your crown.
Yeah, because
do your rogue thing. Come on.
God, doing my best. Where the hell is it? Dagnabbit. Is it going to work? Well, that looks promising. Woohoo!
Oh, sweet. All right. So yeah, you as the
room begins to spin around me, and I slowly go, wait a minute, it is not the room that is spinning.
Yes. So as this thing is flipping over, like we go into bullet time, as you wearing your boots of spider climbing, the thing starts to flip. You like run up the top, step around, back over onto the bottom of it, and are able to.
If I could catch time in a bottle.
Exactly. Yes, you pull a Quicksilver and are able to land on the edge of the now open sarcophagus right there. The Chain Devil pulls himself out into the room and is absolutely horrific looking. The flesh is ripped free. In several places, there are lengths of chain that are like extending skin and pulling things back. Their throat is held open, and you can see like the vocal cords moving as it's making noise. The chest cavity is held back by chains that are attached to their shoulder blades. So as it draws breath, you see the lungs move. As it swallows, you see like the stomach lift in response. It's pretty horrifying stuff. And you can also see that there's chains wrapped around those, smaller chains wrapped around those internal organs as well.
When you fight all the other edgelords, this guy is the boss.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it looks like they got their creature design from the same studio that did the Cenobites for Hellraiser. It's good stuff. So yeah, they land, and that is that. So that's their action. That brings us to Zopa. What would you like to do?
Well, hell, what are these people doing? I'm going to bonus action dash to get to there.
Okay.
Look around. I'm assuming we are not friends with this fellow that I can't ping. There we go.
The Chain Devil? Doesn't look friendly.
Not on the list.
The
Right? I guess I'll shoot it.
Manticore we captured and is tied up. The Manticore Druid is
So I'd have advantage on her then.
yeah,
Great.
but we kept her alive on purpose to try to figure out what they're doing.
Oh, nice.
How about a 22 for 6 piercing?
That will absolutely hit. As you put an arrow into the Chain Devil, and it turns its attention to you. You would think that with the amount of like wounds on this thing, that it would barely notice something so simple as an arrow. But it turns to you and like lets out an agonizing shriek that basically causes is accompanied by a jingling that rattle as all of its internal organs that are exposed rattle.
Is it close enough to Cheshire for Zopa to get sneak attack?
No. Anything else? Oh, no.
Nope, that's it.
So that brings us to Millie. What would you like to do?
I don't want to be that close to it. I hate that. I'm going to move over here. And then I'm going to shoot it with the power of the multiverse.
Okay.
I hope.
Oh, yeah. You like draw back, take a breath, and feel yourself connecting to the planes and release your arrow, and it goes directly into the creature's exposed heart.
Heck yeah.
It does not cause said heart to stop beating, but it definitely lets out a shriek of agony as you hit it for 15.
Neat. I'm going to shoot it again.
Excellent. The second shot, you fire, and it does as the previous. When you shot that one arrow and it like dissipated, you fire the second arrow like too close in time and too close in space to the first arrow, and it just dissipates as well. And you start seeing in your peripheral vision, Millie, what looks like growth, like plant growth on the walls of this room. Like almost like vines growing up and down the walls. And it's definitely like overlaid, like it's see-through. You know, it's like a translucent image of these, or transparent image of these.
Oh, the veil seems to be getting thinner.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right, Cheshire.
Manticore Druid never came to, did she? She was still unconscious?
She is knocked out, yes.
There goes trying to be smart. Okay, so then we'll use a bonus action to do Form of Dread, all the like rat bites and burnt skin and all that fun stuff. And then we're just gonna jump down and swing twice at this guy. 15.
Roll a d4 and add it to your 15.
4, so 19.
Excellent. You feel a hand on your shoulder, though there's no one there, and receive guidance from a deity.
This is embarrassing.
And though no one else seems to have witnessed it, Millie, you can clearly see like this sort of glowy, almost like gray form of a humanoid woman behind Cheshire, like reach out and touch his shoulder.
No. You hit the thing.
So those are both hits. So
Well,
it's
she
14.
seems to be on our side.
Seems to be. And is your weapon magical or no?
The +1 is that your great sword? So I think so.
Yeah, if it's +1 weapon,
Yeah.
it's magical. Absolutely. All right, so that's 29. Nice. Yeah, you slice a large portion of the right side of its like chest, like the outer flesh. Just slice it off in like this slab of meat that falls onto the ground, with chains still connected to it, connecting it to the main mass. That was a hell of a hit.
That is my turn.
It was only a hell of a hit once, though. Let's ease up here, buddy. There we go. No, I'm not clicking stupid. Okay. All right. So that brings us to Jedryn. What would you like to do?
You're muted.
Sorry. Yeah.
That's all right.
I was eating very loud soup, so.
Lion. Oh, wait. We're not on the thing.
Oh, God. What I would really like to do is, I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna. He's engaged with people on my side, so I should get my sneak attack damage when I flank him with my short bow.
Yes.
Which, that probably won't hit. Does a 15 hit?
The 15 does not hit. You basically go for like a kidney shot, and like it bounces off of one of the chains that's surrounding his body.
Yep. Damn it. And then I'm gonna drop down and hide behind the sarcophagus so that I get concealment.
Excellent.
Which means I must roll my stealth. 22.
Beautiful. Yeah, you pop down. Ain't nobody gonna see you. Any other actions?
That was my. Yeah, I don't. I think no. That's everything. Attack, move, and bonus.
All right. Dope. Triss, what you got?
Alrighty. I don't think I can get there in a round. Where did my mouse go? 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's not 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Yeah, I can't reach the chain devil with a ranged attack. So I guess I'm just double moving.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my bonus action, though, now that I'm in the room, to summon my unicorn spirit to appear kind of in the middle of all this, probably next to Zopa, maybe, or right here.
Okay.
Between Zopa and it gives everyone. I want to make sure I got this right. The advantage to detect creatures within 30 feet, but the critical thing is what it does for healing spells. So, and I'm wondering if is it a Hornsaw unicorn or not.
No, it is probably not.
It's just a unicorn. Okay.
Just a regular old unicorn.
Yeah.
Or
Spirit.
as it's referred to on Skarn, a highly endangered species. And it is small, so let me resize that. So, well, it's medium. Takes up a 5-foot space, right?
The spirit just says it creates a 30-foot aura around it, so 30-foot radius aura. So it doesn't really. I don't know if it matters what size it is. I mean, they're all a bear, a hawk, or a unicorn. So it's a spirit, so it doesn't.
Yeah, you said 30-foot aura?
Yeah, around it. So, and
like so? Excellent. Anything else? All right, so the rot shambles are all going to try to break free of
oh dear.
their imprisonment. See how that old strategy. Let's see how it goes for it.
Whew.
Not great. So yeah, they're trying very hard to break out of that room and failing very miserably. So,
Door doesn't appear to be vulnerable to necrotic damage.
that brings us to the top of the order, and Korggix, what would you like to do?
I'm going to stab it with my white dagger right after I move over to there.
All right, excellent. It's
Does a
stabberous.
14 hit?
A 14 does not hit. You go for a plunge, and again, you're hitting chain more than you are hitting flesh.
Right. Okay.
And then I guess I will do the regular dagger then after.
Okay.
23.
That one will hit.
But
Unfortunately,
It deals a whole 1 damage because
Right.
it doesn't add my...
you do catch some skin, though.
Nice.
And when you hit it, like this brackish, pus-filled blood pours out of it.
Ugh.
Pretty gross.
That's all I got.
Excellent. It is now the Chain Devil's turn. The Chain Devil is going to scream in all of your minds.
Oh no.
You fools, do you know what you've done? And going to take a chain swipe at Cheshire and at Giggs. Cheshire, I assume a natural 1 does not hit you.
Usually does, but not today.
We'll resolve what that does here in a second. I assume
Jesus
a 27
Christ.
does hit Korggix.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so I need you to roll. You are just grappled. There's no rolling. You can escape later. You take 9 slashing damage.
Okay.
And it has a hold of you. You can try to escape it on your next action, but you will first take. You are currently restrained, and you will take the damage at the start of your next turn.
So do I do a Constitution saving throw against 11 for my magic vestments, I guess? Because it hit me for 11?
It's 10. No, it hit you for 9. So your DC is 10.
Okay.
No. Yes.
Yes.
I hit
Oh.
19 anyway, so. Cool.
All right. I hate concentration so much. All right. Just an unnecessarily complicated mechanic.
Better than it was in 3.5 though.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think maybe you should just have like a threshold. Like you take X number of points, you lose your concentration. I don't know. I'll fucking redesign 5e when we're not on stream. So I guess that brings us to
Or at least not on this stream.
right. Yeah, maybe we'll do it on another stream. That brings us to Zopa. What would you like to do? Oh, I forgot the botch. So as it reaches out to hit Cheshire with that natural 1 that it rolled, it actually swipes through the air, and you can all plainly see this. Where the chain sort of passes through the open air, there's like sparks that fly from it, and a direct line that looks like a very intense heat distortion, where the background of the room is sort of like swaying a little bit. And it doesn't just flash for that stays. You can see, Millie, that form that was behind Cheshire, like you see it as the chain passes through, reappear and like scoot out of the way of the chain, barely being missed by it. And through that distortion, you can now plainly see that it is definitely a humanoid female. They're wearing like a white, like satiny sort of what appears to be maybe priest's robes, and they have dark skin. But you only catch like a strip of them through that hole. And that brings us to Zopa. What would you like to do?
Well, as exciting as this is after that, I'm going to shoot it. Does a 14 hit?
No, and you catch it. You bounce off a chain.
Okay. Exciting.
That it? That your whole turn?
That's it. That's
All right.
it.
Millie, what you got?
Yeah, we don't know what we did, but we would if you tell us.
Exactly!
Yeah.
You don't know what you've unleashed. Well, then fucking say it. Because if we're on the wrong side, we want to know.
I say, but I'm still shooting an arrow poorly.
You fire your arrow. Not only do you miss, but you are sort of like adjusting your footing as you fire, and it adjusts your angle enough that the arrow goes directly into that hole that was ripped. So I'd like you to roll the damage on your arrow. I'd like you to roll the critical damage on your arrow, and I'd like you to add your planar damage.
Oh my god.
Please.
I'm sorry.
Well, I know what I'm doing on my next turn.
Hey, good news, it's not that bad. Bad news is I need everybody in the room to make a dex save, please.
Oh my god!
Am I close enough to make it?
Yes.
Okay.
My bad, everyone.
But why?
Okay. So Cheshire and Triss, you will both take 16 force damage.
Holy shit.
The rest of you take 8 force damage. The Chain Devil, all of the chains that are coming off of its body, like shoot straight up in the air as it screams in agony, and then you see the chains have like hooked into the ceiling, and then they just separate at the point of its body, just exploding it, just covering the entire room in gore and horrific parts. Now there's like swinging chains that are covered, that are like have meat hanging from them from the ceiling, going back and forth, and everything looks desaturated.
Well, that's a bonus at least.
You also all can now plainly see what only Millie has seen to this point.
I didn't mean to kill him before he answered my question.
Is the Manticore dead too?
The Manticore is alive. Nope, Manticore is dead. Well, Manticore is dying. You could, if you have like spare the dying or something like that, you can fix it because they took the force damage as well.
I mean, we probably should.
Yeah, we really.
They're the only person here who has answers, I'm sure. So.
My bad, guys.
I mean, we're all alive.
So yeah, you
They
can all
scrape off goop.
you can all
Good
plainly
point.
see what only Cheshire could see, or what only Millie could see so far, which is this this woman standing in like this white, looks like some sort of like a priest's vestment.
I did not mean to shoot you, strange ghost lady.
She looks absolutely solid and perfectly real to you at this point.
Otherworldly lady.
Is it a familiar otherworldly lady?
Oh, she looks extremely familiar to you, Cheshire.
Okay, so I want to get rid of the whole, like, I'm dying power that I have, and, like, Naya! And run on up.
And she hugs you and says, "You shouldn't be here." None of you
Stop
should.
saying that and tell us what to do.
I'll have to get you back to the material plane, but first we'll have to fix this hole.
Wait, what's your plan? Oh, what? What?
Yeah, this is a big portal.
You did mention that.
Did
Oh, yeah.
We are in the world between worlds. We are currently in the astral reflection of this area.
Korggix, not quite getting all the gunk out of his ears, goes, the asshole? What? We're in the asshole reflection of this area?
She raises an eyebrow and says, "From a certain point of view."
Thank you, Obi-Wan.
So we have to figure out how to close this.
I look around like, well, we're at your disposal. I think we can do things and not.
Are we out of combat?
100%.
Yeah, you're out of combat.
Because I want to cast a healing spell.
Yeah, go for it.
Move the unicorn forward so everybody's in the range, and everybody heals 5 while I heal my own ass.
The unicorn? Jedryn is like feeling around like, did I hit my head or something?
I assume I can.
I'm with a unicorn and a goddess at a meat rave.
But yeah, so everybody should heal 5 as the unicorn does its thing.
And the unicorn looks remarkably solid as well.
Oh, weird.
Cheshire, who's your friend?
Oh, yeah. Hi, family. This is Naya. Naya, meet family.
Hi, I have the greatest respect for all of you.
She doesn't really know you. I mean, yeah.
That was obvious.
Where did you come from, Naya?
That's a very, very long story. But most recently, I was here in the astral plane and when Cheshire started coming toward this area. I knew that I might be needed, so I followed.
So we're really closer to your home than we are our own?
Should we be leaving this temple thing?
I wouldn't recommend it until we can figure out the nature, until we can sort this out. I'm not sure if you just leave what side you will emerge on.
Oh, that's not great.
Yeah.
Now, I can get you back to the material plane, no problem. But we have a issue to sort out regards to this gaping hole that now exists between the lands of the living and the lands of the dead.
Hugging my new unicorn.
I pull out my silk rope and I'm saying, look, I'm guessing that this is beyond my ability to fix. So,
Right.
you give directions and I will do the legwork.
Oh, hang on. Let me get my Band-Aid out.
I rolled a solid 9 on my Arcana, so I'm pretty sure I don't know what the fuck is going on.
You're like, You're like, today I learned that you can rip a hole in the...
That goes in the journal.
She says, well, the ritual that the Druids were performing involved channeling the energy of the portal into a entity from beyond the mortal realm and sacrificing that entity to seal the plane, to seal the portal. That is an option.
Is the chain devil still viable enough for that?
Give it a point. Is
one of the
is that
chunks
what they were
quivers
summoning?
on the end of its chain.
Well, they had apparently already, I would assume, summoned it and imprisoned it, and were feeding the energy into it.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we've killed it, does that count?
No,
Ta-da!
that's not how ritual magic works.
Yeah, I like slap you.
Still taking notes.
Slap you on the thigh, like even I know that.
I could hope.
I'm 100% still taking notes, but can't just kill Vessel.
This is how grimoires start.
I'm gonna glance over at that unicorn.
I'm hugging it. This is mine.
What
No,
if we fed the energy into that?
no, it's not like that. It's a spirit. I shouldn't even be able to touch it.
I'm listening to you, but I look at the woman and I'm just like,
Naya says, I don't think we could get it to physically manifest. And even if we could, I don't know that there is a strictly physical manifestation of this area right now.
So what do you suggest?
Are we going to have to go? Wait, so you're saying we can't go back the way we came in?
You can. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm not sure what side you'll come out. I need to talk to my superior.
What's on the other side right now? What plane are we adjacent to?
You're in the astral plane.
Okay. So it's just between astral plane and Skarn?
Yes.
Okay. That's not too bad.
I'm pretty sure that's still not supposed to happen.
Yeah, well, you say that's not too bad. Korggix just like looks at you and like, what?
I mean, it's not like we're in Tardoon's hell or something. Is my point? There could be way worse places.
And then I go back to taking notes. Could be worse.
She says, I just need a minute, and turns, but pauses before she turns, and like kind of with her face like half turned away, just shoots her eyes over to Cheshire and like squeezes your hand and says, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, I'm good. Like we're all alive. Sorry for stepping in on the whole not destroying the world plan. You don't have to apologize to me. She looks like she could use an apology, and she points over at the like knocked out, fucked up Manticore on the ground.
Stabilized her for
we
fun.
walked in here and they sicked zombies on us.
She says, "I'm not judging. I'm just saying, you beat her up. That's all."
They attacked us first, to be fair.
She walks over into the water and just sits down in the water. And as she sits cross-legged in the water, where she goes over to, it's up to probably about her neck. And she just kind of closes her eyes and lulls her head to the side.
I'm gonna walk over to Jedryn and point at the fountain bottle and just like close my eyes and stand in front of her. Can you get rid of this?
Yep. Anybody who wants a wash down.
Thank you.
That's like the second county jail shower that the party has gotten.
Does anyone else need healing?
You know you've done something wrong.
Or very right. One of the two.
All right, before the unicorn disappears, I'm going to throw in one more cure. So.
Okay.
I guess I'm going to like cast off the like knuckle that I have left of my corpse armor.
All right.
Oh, nice.
But while I do that, I'm going to start eating the druid that I killed earlier.
Okay.
And my question is, what was its intelligence?
That's a good question. It's int.
Can you save like some of that for the flesh strippers, though?
I'm literally carrying like almost its entire body weight in flesh.
It's int.
Yeah.
It's int
So
12.
you know,
All right.
Cheshire, heal another 5. And Gix, I guess you heal another 5. I don't know if it heals your armor or not.
No, I didn't get through.
And what were you saying, Millie?
oh, I'm just asking Gix to save some meat for the flesh strippers.
Fair enough.
It's got a
I
whole
nod.
body there, so
Yeah, I mean, it's not cleaned very well. There's like where I skinned the druid, it's more of like I hacked away at, and there's still parts of like hair,
I don't feel
tufts
comfortable
sticking out of like
being
the
an evil
quarter.
druid, but
they're flesh strippers.
yeah.
They don't need like a finely prepped steak.
Yeah, but we don't want them to associate humans with food.
Oh no, we do, just not us.
Well, fair, none of us are human.
We got no humor.
Yeah. So theoretically, we're good.
I absolutely pat Millie on the back, and you can tell I'm like, yes, absolutely.
I just want to get away from the whole, people think we're monsters thing, and feeding humans to our pets is
Have
not a
you
way
seen
of
me?
getting
I
people.
get mistaken as a troll every other day.
You are a troll, Gix. You're
Well-
just a water troll.
But I'm not a troll.
But some humans are monsters.
Oh, yeah. Oh, totally.
Oh, yeah.
I said
Yeah.
gesturing
So
too.
don't act like them.
Yeah, it doesn't mean we should.
Nobody else is
Humans
using
eat
the bodies.
humans? Wait, hold on. We're not supposed to eat humans because humans eat humans, and
Not
that makes
supposed to
them
eat
bad.
sentient people.
But nobody.
There's a lot of rules on what I can and cannot eat.
And let's say you bury it. It's just going to be eaten by other things.
But it's people.
But they're not.
There are
It's the-
philosophical
Aren't you
issues
supposed
that-
to be all about the circle of life
I
and
just
all
see-
this and that?
But
This
rats
is the circle.
have a reputation of eating people, and that's wrong. And if they think, and they always think, I'm not just a druid who are evil, but
But
also
you're
a
not
rat
the one
person
eating it,
who
so
are
you're
evil,
fine.
then I'm going to go around eating people, and I don't like eating people, and I think it's wrong to eat people who can think.
Well,
So
you
They
don't
can't think if they're
people
dead, so that's
Think I'm
how
a
does this work?
monster.
There's too many rules.
I just don't want people to think I'm a monster.
Whenever someone looks at you and like you're a monster, you just point at Gix and be like,
Okay. But I'm with him and associated with him. And
Triss, I will personally murder anyone that calls you a monster.
And then I'll eat them.
that too.
This is perfect. Problem solved.
With that, Naya stands up like sharply out of the water. Says, "Okay,
Oh, thank God.
we have. I have instruction from my deity. We will need to. We can utilize the undead that are in the crypt as a vector for the energy.
Okay.
Suppose they won't mind.
I'm sure they're going to be very upset by it, but they're also undead abominations. We need to keep them in their state of animation until the ritual is completed, and we actually need to perform the ritual.
Be in this box.
Putting them in the box would be good. Nice place to hold them.
Do we only need one, or do we need multiples?
I would assume we only need one.
Okay.
Well, Chaz, I think I can help you with hold person or Cheshire. The double C man gets me every time.
Do they count
Did
as
we-
persons? Or
Wake up the druid who knows how to do this ritual.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can fetch the bodies. I'll be right back.
But
Oh.
just one body, right?
When she dips, I look at Cheshire and go, so that hand squeeze.
Remember when I almost died, and by almost died I mean actually died that one time?
No.
Wait, which time?
I mean
Oh.
that's like every time
Don't worry about
you
that.
get up.
Is she like a cleric?
she came from the astral plane, so I'm going to say no.
She's like an angel?
Wait. Cheshire, do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, that's
And
what
I
I'm
like
worried
smile all big. And
We
I'm
don't need that
"You
kind
have
of
a
trouble."
girlfriend."
Your girlfriend's an angel?
Yes.
I stop hugging the unicorn and then I go hug Cheshire.
And I have the unicorn again, just in case. You sure we can't use the unicorn?
Can't use the unicorn. And actually, unicorn. It's got to have been a minute by now. The unicorn poofs.
Oh, dear.
The unicorn stops giving its spiritual benefit to you, but does not poof.
Oh, whoa, freaky.
We have a unicorn friend.
I don't know.
It looks you dead in the eyes and goes, "Ah!"
Can we insight to see if that was yes or hell no?
It would technically be animal handling, but I'll save you a die roll. As you're
I can talk to it.
as you're having this conversation, you hear chanting in a language that I'm fairly certain none of you understand or can place. But I will give all of you a history check with disadvantage to see if you can suss out where it's from.
Okay, so my
Case it
solid 4.
matters.
My 17 might be enough.
Case it matters. If it's primordial,
Disadvantage.
I got it. If
Yeah.
not,
Dang.
If it's druidic, I got it.
Right. So yeah,
Sylvan.
with the disadvantage, I think the only person who has a hope would be Chris. You've heard that before, and though you're not quite sure where it originates, you know where you heard it before. Early on, you and the family, you were pretty young at the time, were in a relatively large village in Zathisk, and had the occasion to encounter the Carnival of Shadows. And you heard people, like the people dressed in like their jester uniforms, talking to one another in what sounds like the language this woman is speaking.
Termanen, maybe?
Hmm?
Termanen?
I mean,
In so much as I would.
Triss wouldn't fucking know that, but yeah.
I would. So some weird foreign, but not like a mystical language.
Right, no, like a foreign,
like a foreign language. It's not like celestial or something.
they speak in foreign tongues.
Yeah, foreign tongues. Yeah, not holy language.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's a foreign language. Far away. Like Shalzari.
She comes.
Maybe it's Veshin.
She comes walking down with this docile and basically entranced Ratshamble. And she says, mind the smell. All of you need to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
I'm going to use Druidcraft to make pretty smells to counter that.
Wait, that's wrong. Hold on.
That's right.
Yep, that.
Oh, why did I only add +4? I rolled a 12 on the first one, by the way.
Okay.
Not that bad.
All right, so let's see. Everyone who got a 13 or lower are just overwhelmed by the stench this thing is emitting. It would give you disadvantage on attack rolls for the next minute if anybody was making any. But it's just like rotten meat and hot garbage is what it smells like.
Definitely trying to counter that with Druid craft to make flower smells.
And
bad.
Nice, I love it. And she points at the sarcophagus and says another word in that strange language, and the rot shamble crawls into the sarcophagus.
Oh.
She steps in and says, sorry, it's all they had at the store. I would have gotten you something nicer.
Okay, yeah, she's a good girlfriend. Thank you for helping us unshit show this, because we were definitely kind of lost on this.
When they don't explain why we fucked up, it's not helpful.
Says,
I said bad words,
don't know what you've done. No, we clearly fucking don't.
She says, yeah, this would have been resolved much easier had they just opted for conversation. But that's neither here nor there.
To be fair, they attacked us first.
She says, this is actually in line with the work I'm intended to be doing, so thank you, I guess, for being here to help and for not killing that druid, because I don't know the ritual that she was in the middle of working on, so we should probably see if we can
Wake her up.
ascertain that.
I'll try to act as second druid, I guess, if we need to. Ma'am?
You wake her up, she growls at you.
No.
You're going to finish your ritual now, ma'am, because someone explained to us what you need to do, which is what you should have done in the first place.
Use your words next time.
She sniffs you and says, I'm expected to work alongside the follower of a traitor.
Yes, you are.
My dad didn't mean to betray anybody.
Well, once she says that, I pull out the flesh of her buddy. Like, this could be you if you keep it up.
Oh, you mean
Show
Dev?
some taste.
Oh.
He did taste good. You're right.
She says, I can't.
Listen,
She said, I can't perform any ritual while I'm bound.
I'll loosen her or undo her bindings.
Aim an arrow at her.
Yeah.
She stands up, and as she does, Naya says, I want to make something completely clear to you. It is of benefit to us for you to help us with this ritual. To the point that if you anger my friends and they shoot you in the face with an arrow, I'll simply reanimate you and make you.
Ooh.
Or you can cooperate and go in peace when we are done.
I mean, I really don't like this person, so I kind of want to just kill her.
Hicks.
Just. Jedryn definitely sees me kind of reaching for the dagger. Like,
Right? Yeah, you should know I have a very twitchy finger.
It's true. She fires arrows that rip holes in planes. The druid nods and says, let us get to work. It'll take me some time to instruct you. And she starts breaking down the steps of the true ritual to Triss.
It's a rat and a cat. We're just like, there's just instinctive.
That's going to take some time. What would the rest of you like to do while...
I'm picturing a Manticora and a Slitherin bonking each other on the head with frying pans like a cartoon.
Oh, it's Tom and Jerry.
It's like a Tom and Jerry cartoon going on in the background while they're teaching each other this ritual. You have about an hour which is what it's going to take to break down like the basic, like, I'm going to be a secondary caster in this ritual.
Okay.
So what would the rest of you like to do with your hour? Do you want to try to explore the rest of the dungeon?
Or take a short rest.
Take a short rest?
I mean, I'm going to do the obvious and pester Cheshire about his girlfriend.
Well, I'm going to go hang out with Naya so you
she's
can.
She's like, I'm right here. Like, you just...
We're gonna. Okay, I guess we're gonna do some family bonding. I'm going to try to get there first to be like, hey Naya, want to chat? Just want to hang out. Don't tell my sister that I died to see you the first time. Like that's not necessary.
Should we do a roll off to see who gets to Naya first?
I mean, you're all in the same room. She's like, he's right. She's right.
Can you guys get these defeated zombies out of here so we can have room?
Oh, yes, of course. Naya starts picking up zombies and throwing them into the north chamber.
I'll grab the other end of that zombie and walk with her and look at Cheshire and just be like, so how long have you been talking with my brother?
We first met actually back in Weasel's Crossing.
I, Jeremy, don't remember how long ago that was. About how long ago was that?
Like 2 days?
No, it's been
more than that.
It's been all told about a month and a half since the campaign started.
Gotcha.
So.
Oh, Weasel Crossing. Never mind. Yeah.
Which one was Weasel's Crossing?
Where you're from?
Oh,
Yeah. Dad's hometown.
Where Dad's house was.
Yeah, Dad's house.
The retirement
That's
community.
not our hometown. We were moving. He was going to
right, yes.
The small retirement community of Weasel's Crossing.
A nice, peaceful place, you know.
Until that halfling moved in. I'll just continue pestering the two of them.
And anytime it gets anywhere near, Cheshire died, I'll cough or be like, hey, we missed the zombie.
When they bring up Weasel Crossing, I'll just grumble to myself, wonder what Enrique's doing.
Enrique with the Shelzar.
He's going to be like,
bard, right?
He's going to be like the king of Shelzar when we get done with this.
Probably dead. Poor guy.
You clear out the bodies, and Naya just explains. She says, I've been. It was actually your love for Cheshire that drew my attention to him.
No.
Don't encourage it.
Am I too busy learning to gain the benefit of a short rest?
Yeah, you're like engaged in like actual, because you're not just learning movements and shit like that. Sure. The rest of you though can gain the benefits of a short rest. Is there anything else that you want to ask Naya, or any information you want to get? Anything else you want to do during this short rest, or is that pretty much it?
There's still a couple doors to open.
A little worried about releasing more shit show to deal with.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thwack you with my rapier.
Right?
That was me as the player. As the character, I'm too preoccupied. That was pure Sarah.
Ask the druid what's behind all the doors.
The druid says, I don't know. I didn't run around opening doors in the place.
You didn't secure your
only a
locations
fool
before
would do
starting
something like that.
an important ritual. That explains a lot, actually.
We secured the immediate surroundings. We didn't unlock anything that was locked. Once the hour passes, she sets you up into... Are you going to heal her at all, by the way? Or are you going to let her sit there with like 2 hit points?
No, I healed her for 10.
Oh, you healed her. Okay.
I made her part of it because I wanted to stabilize her at minimum. So yeah.
Excellent.
I included her in my aura because I figured we didn't want her to die.
Well, that was nice of you.
Yeah.
Like a dimwit, I did not open PDF before I started this. Forgive me if a big white screen shows up on the stream for a second. So yeah, you're getting your various stuff together. The ritual itself is comparatively simple, as true rituals go. You certainly do not get a grasp of like the nuances of the ritual. You get a grasp of like the things I need to do to be a secondary caster. It's very different. It's a very sort of surface level, at best, understanding of the magic. But what you do glean from it is that this will effectively not only close this portal, but sort of strengthen the barrier between worlds in this area.
Cut out there a bit.
Oh, it will strengthen the barrier between worlds in this area as well.
Between worlds, okay.
So it will make the membrane between the planes stronger than than it was.
Do I have to make some kind of roll or spell some kind of spell or?
I'm looking at the entire process of true ritual casting just to see what's needed.
I know what it was in 3.5. It doesn't help.
Okay, as a secondary caster, you do not need to make any rolls.
Just need to chant monotonously. Got it.
Yeah. Is anyone else going to assist as
Millie, I think you could help.
You can assist the proxy without even being a spellcaster.
Oh, but a range of magic would qualify, I would think.
I'd offer, but I'm kind of a doofus, so.
Do we expect any side effects from what's going on?
Like
the druid says, aside from the possibility of inadvertently launching ourselves into the pestilential abyss, no, I think this is probably fine.
Well, as long as it's just the pestilential abyss.
My favorite demi-plane. No.
So, yeah, you may act as proxies if you wish. In order to do so, that would require wisdom checks.
Yeah, I'm out.
Same.
As I said, I think Millie would qualify.
Yeah, you don't really want most of us helping you out. It'll be better. Just go ahead and do it. We're going to sit over here and...
We're going to cheer you on.
Yeah.
I can help, but at least one of you has to keep an arrow trained on the druid, because I don't trust her.
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
All right, deal.
All right. So let us begin the process with our druid friend. You're going to make a little check.
Wish I had guidance to boost this, but I don't. Oof.
Not great.
Not great. Can I give her... Well, I could give her advantage, but it wouldn't help.
Sure wouldn't.
Sorry, I'm messing around with sorcerer points and figuring them out. My bad.
No, you're good. You step through the process. You spend an hour. You spend 2 hours. I apologize. Sort of going through the motions of this ritual. There's chanting. There's placement of candles and dousing the flames. There are some herbs that are scattered throughout the area. Very tiring work. At the end of the 2 hours,
I make a nature check to maybe help.
You can make a nature check.
Oh, come on. Oof. Well, if it was at advantage, it was pretty good.
You suffer 2 levels of exhaustion.
Okay. That's fair.
The druid falls to her knees, suffering 3 levels of exhaustion.
Whew.
And
Zopa gets a little trigger happy and shoots her in the face.
Oh.
And you all feel the magic swelling in the area. This sort of palpable pressure like a storm rolling in. Millie, you immediately sense that something is not right here.
I don't think this is working correctly.
What can we do?
There's a pop and nothing. Except that Millie is no longer there.
Okay.
No!
Millie!
Son of a bitch.
Fuck.
Naya?
What? I didn't do it.
No, that wasn't an accusatory. Naya.
Yeah, just what was it? You probably have a better idea than any of us.
Is the zombie in the box still there?
The zombie in the box has exploded. That was the pop you heard.
Okay.
You open the sarcophagus and it's just dripping with.
Okay, so that was supposed to happen, right? So where the hell's my sister?
She says, "I don't know, but I can try to reach her though."
Thank you.
Good.
I'm really tired.
She walks back over to the water, sits back down. Millie.
Yeah.
All you see around you is pure brightness, white. Goes on in every direction as far as you can see.
Yeah. I knew this wasn't going to go well. I sit down.
Okay. As you sit down, you feel every slight discomfort, every ache and pain. From like simply, maybe the pinch that you get from sitting wrong too often, or a little bit of a soreness in your fingertip from where you draw your bow. Everything fading away. It becomes sharp in its absence. The type of sort of just basic physical discomforts that you are perpetually under but ignore. You notice them in their absence here, as if your body is being completely worked to its absolute perfection.
I have concerns. I mean, it's nice, but I hope I'm not dead.
You hear a voice in your head. Millie, it's Naya. I know we just met, but Cheshire wanted me to find you. Where are you at? You can reply to this message.
Do I have any idea where I am?
Make a religion or arcana check.
Neat.
Oof.
I
Not
am
in the Crypt, the tomb.
surrounded by white light. Feels nice, kinda. Concerned I'm dead.
Naya stands up out of the water again, shakes her head. Oh, okay. I can go get Millie.
Okay, good.
It's no problem. I assume her being shunted to another realm is a side effect of the ritual not working. The Druid
Oh, yes. Can we try it again? We've got more zombies, right?
Yes, but you should rest first.
Oh, yeah. I'm tired.
I start busting out cookware and stuff. Walk over to the two druids, like, here, sit down. I'll get you
Already
something.
sitting.
Yeah. Hand them each a piece of, I don't know, some kind of lizard jerky or whatever the hell it was that we actually had from the farm. I'll get you something hot in a little bit. Let me just...
I walk over and I'm like, do you want some?
No, they don't.
No. No. I've still got
sure?
a good
It's
berry
good.
left. I'm just gonna do that.
Naya tells Cheshire, I'll be back before you know it, and disappears. Millie, as you're sitting there absorbing all this brightness and looking around, you see a shape in the distance. It's the similar... You've seen the shape before, the wings, the interlocking circles, the eyes. It's far away, and it seems to be approaching. And just as it gets where it's close enough that you think if you call out it might hear you, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and you're standing in front of Korggix and Cheshire and Zopa, back in the...
Big hug to Millie.
Big hugs, like
Yeah.
family hug pile.
Big hug to Naya.
Yeah. Oh, thank
Thank you,
God.
Naya.
What, Millie?
Thank you.
What'd you say, Millie?
Wasn't ready.
Do you want me to send you back?
No, it's fine.
Where were you?
I don't know.
She was in the highest brilliance.
Oh, that's brilliant.
We're trying to
That
miss
sounds
out.
bright and high.
Very bright. I liked it.
Nope.
It felt good there. And there was someone familiar who I didn't get a chance to talk to.
No idea what it is. High and bright.
I'm sorry. Cheshire said to get you, and
Yeah, I'll take responsibility for that one. We heard something. We didn't know where you were, and you were here, and then you weren't. And then I was like, I can get...
And the zombie exploded. So
That zombie did explode. That was...
I would like Korggix, Zopa, and Cheshire to make perception checks, please.
And then we died.
Apparently. And after hugging Millie, I also want to hug Naya and tell her thank you for bringing my sister back.
She nods and says it wasn't her time.
I can't wait for you to be my new sister soon.
Well,
She's
that's
already
fast.
planning the wedding.
Well, let's not get too... whoa.
I just walk by. She's like, see? Don't encourage her.
Cheshire, you notice Millie had a scar, just a little thing from some roughhousing when you were children on her earlobe, where an arrow went wild and just caught the very tip of her ear. And you notice that scar is gone.
So I just want to Millie, you said you felt better, and just kind of massage my ear where her thing is, kind of like, where did it go, Millie?
Yeah, I feel a lot better. I say I subconsciously mirror your movement, but I don't.
You feel that little rough spot. Really, it's no more than a piercing that's closed kind of a feeling, but you feel it's totally gone. Incidentally, if you had any piercings or that were not currently attended, or any tattoos that were non-magical, those are gone as well.
Neat. Yeah, I feel real good.
So we know there's a place where Millie just feels just freaking fantastic. We don't know how she got there, nor do we know where it is.
Naya says, well, it's the highest brilliance. She probably feels fantastic because it's effectively a heaven, and she probably got there because the ritual got screwed up.
So,
are you connected somehow to the planes?
What was that?
Naya says to Millie.
With my white glowing eyes, and I say, I seem to be.
Perhaps something inherent in you pulled you to the plane it felt you should be at when the ritual was performed.
I visited that plane before, although not in body.
How do you mean?
Right? That was like a dream I had.
Yeah. I see. Perhaps you're connected there somehow.
Well, I don't know. I know I'm not from this plane of existence.
Well, few are, and the ones that are from this plane of existence are pretty terrible, actually.
From this planet? From astral plane, as opposed to. So.
No, I'm from Skarn.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're also not on Skarn right now, technically. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, we're on the astral plane. But yeah, we know Millie's not from Skarn, but beyond that, we know much. That was before I was found.
I see.
I don't remember the name of the place I was from.
It might be the highest brilliance. Naya says,
My sister's an angel too.
Turns for a second, and then she stops, dead in her tracks, and kind of looks over her shoulder. Says, "We're not alone."
Looking over her shoulder.
Rapier out. You don't say.
I'm going to use my primeval awareness again.
Excellent. There are undead and fiends present.
Just a clarifying question. Did you say fiends plural?
Tell if there's more than one.
Well,
we knew there was undead. We didn't take care of all the rot zombies.
I was referring to both in the plural as those are the types of creatures that are present, not necessarily as...
Can she detect angel?
You do not... Does that inform you if there's celestials nearby?
Yeah.
Then yes, there's absolutely one because there's a unicorn in here.
Yeah.
So yeah, celestials, undead, fiends.
Okay. I thought that chain thing we killed was the fiend, but I'm still definitely sensing fiend down here.
Oh.
Naya says, I think it's...
The way she glanced, is it towards those doors that we have not gone into yet?
No, it's out towards like the way you came in.
Okay.
Was there a door that the way we came in that we didn't? Yeah, there was. There was a whole passage. We didn't go down the other way and around the corner. Let's not do that. Let's not go down there.
There, I sensed them down here.
Yeah.
Well, I ready my bow.
You see a wraith-like creature fly in.
Oh, shit. I try to talk to it. Hi, friendly. Please don't hurt us, friendly.
If we're messing up, please let us know now before we have to kill you.
Yes, exactly.
Want to help us with this ritual?
Can comprehend and verbally communicate with undead, even if they cannot speak.
It looks around at all of you, and Naya steps forward. And it starts speaking to her in the same tongue that she was using earlier. She replies back a short sentence.
What the fuck are these weird normies doing in here?
It's kind of about it, yeah. She, after a brief exchange, she says, "This is a servant of Namorga. They're concerned about the living being here in the astral plane."
We share those concerns.
I was going to say the living are also concerned about being here.
We don't.
I've explained the situation and asked for their help in resolving it without killing anyone. They're communing with their master.
Isn't Namorga the guy who made Dad's hand get all fucked up?
No, that was Otasa.
Oh, good. Oh, that's right. That's right.
Well, technically, no.
Apparently that crap is complicated.
After a moment or two of him sort of just floating there, his eyes dim, they open back up, and he speaks, this time in what sounds to each of you like your native tongue. I have been given leave to assist you.
Finally, someone who speaks Draconic. It's been so long.
He floats over to Triss and puts a hand on her forehead. You can heal 2 levels of exhaustion.
Oh, dang.
Wait, that's the opposite of what wraiths usually do. Freaky.
He floats over to the druid, puts a hand on her forehead, and she heals all of her exhaustion and damage.
All right, let's try this again.
We're at your disposal, whatever you need from us.
He says, complete your ritual. I'll go watch the door and make sure no one stumbles in here from either side.
Anybody have like a guidance spell or blessing or anything that can boost us a little bit when we try this? Bardic something. Anything.
Naya says, oh yeah, I could probably help you out.
Yeah, I know. And I think my knowledge religion, or my religion, is higher than the druids and the manticore.
Probably.
Yeah. But I don't know if she let me lead the ship.
Can I go help you?
My nature checks.
To guard the doorway? Just in case?
I'm not your master. He floats up.
I shrug. Sure, I go with you.
You float up into the doorway with the wraith. Once you're in the doorway, is anyone else going along to the doorway with Zopa?
Yeah, probably me. I'm not going to be much use here, so.
When you get to the doorway, you can see stretching out before you sort of this infinite gray. There's almost like a very, very, very low opacity image of the ground of Skarn over it, like landmarks that you would see from there, physically. You see where they're intended to be, but it's largely just gray emptiness. And you do see various sort of spirits, but also you see souls, but also like spirits that might be construed as maybe native to the area, floating around with them. Lots of cloaks, lots of tattered cloth, lots of people being shunted around into areas where like it'll flash white or it will pop open and you'll see like almost like a yellowish mist of pollen shoot out, or an area where you see just like you hear faint screams as one of the souls disappears, like like you're watching people being ferried off to their final destinations.
Can we tell like where they're going? Because I feel like it'd be a good gambling game. We could be like, all right, this next one, where do you think it's going to go? And pass the hour, making bets.
I mean, if you ask the servant of Namorga, they'll be like, oh yeah, if you see the pollen, that's,
Then absolutely I'm going to be betting.
Tannel's tits, you take nothing seriously.
The servant of Namorga says, normally I'm not a gambler, but I'll take you up on that. all I have is local currency. He pulls out a coin that's like screaming.
Sweet.
All right. Go ahead and roll a D6 for me. Zopa.
6.
You have a good run. You wind up with 6 Ayli. Put that in your coins.
Fair enough.
6 who with a what now?
Ayli. They're soul coins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Trying to see what she's got that might be able to help you. Not bloody much, actually. Says, I can pray for you if you like.
I can try and help. I just don't know how much help I'm going to be. But maybe assisting, giving an advantage on a roll. Like, no, it was like this. Your arm needs to be here, and like pushing it up or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you can try to aid the primary spellcaster to grant them advantage.
I'll do that.
Right. You will take exhaustion as if you're a secondary spellcaster if you do so, though.
That's fine.
Right. Let's try this again.
Ooh,
That'll do it.
that'll do it.
An hour passes. Gix, it feels almost strangely natural to you in the sense of not so much like you feel like you have a grand understanding of the magic, but like your memorization of the movements that she made and your ability to assess where those gestures might have gone wild. Right? Like you feel yourself, without even really being conscious of it, able to sort of walk her through what she had done.
Interesting. Like I just had an inert knowledge somehow.
Yes, but almost more like you had an instinctual like you instinctually clocked the movement of an opponent.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that level.
Like I knew what they were going to do before they were even doing it.
Right. Exactly.
No, what I would expect it from Gix.
Yeah. And that revelation comes as a bit of a shock, I would imagine, to Gix, but also something that maybe you can, look to for other uses. But the ritual is performed and is successful as the magic pours into the new rot shamble that Naya has summoned. This time, you can physically see energy sort of take on like almost like a series of beams that fly into the sarcophagus from around the area. The rot shamble begins to glow and then sort of turn to ash and collapse in on itself, almost as if it's slowly imploding while it is becoming ashen. And as it does so, you can see the colors, like starting at the outside of the area. So really the first to witness this are Zopa and Jedryn and the Wraith. You see the place sort of regain its saturation. You see the landscape become physical again. Oh, you see the landscape become physical again. And you see the Wraith fade from your vision. And you can, as you look in, like you can watch this passage of saturation like move along the wall, like going deeper into the room.
My unicorn disappears as a result too.
Your unicorn does disappear.
I do glance at Jedryn and I'm like, that's supposed to be happening, right? That's not the bad thing.
I think so.
Yes.
And Millie, as this wave washes over you, you feel a moment of horror. It's similar to if you've ever experienced myoclonic twitch, where like you're falling asleep and then you that sudden feeling like you're about to fall, like you're falling.
I hate that.
You get that feeling, but with regard to almost like your sense of normalcy as opposed to your sense of space. You feel with that sensation like for just a second you're cut off from the planes as that passes over you, and it's gone as quickly as it arrives. But for that brief moment, you realize just how confining and trapped the idea of being alone in that sense is. It's like having a sense that you're used to robbed of you suddenly. And then everything returns back to normal as the desaturated grays of this tomb are replaced with the fully saturated grays of the of the tomb in the material plane.
And reds and browns.
Browns.
And smears of...
Right. Various ichor and pustulence. And Triss, you suffer 2 levels of exhaustion.
Exhaustion again.
The Druid suffers 3, as does Gix. And
thanks for your input, Gix. I had no idea it was in you.
Me either.
Good work, guys.
Naya says, you've done well. I really must get back to my tasks. But
so are you an angel?
oh, I am far from an angel, I assure
Jesus. What are you?
I am a servant. I am the page of Gamgal.
It's a Gamgal.
You can make religion checks if you like.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, I want to know what the hell a Gamgal is.
17.
16.
My first double-digit roll of the day.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh, well, Jedryn knows who the fuck
Then
I
they
am.
do that.
We'll share.
All right. So, what you learn, Millie, you have no idea what the hell this woman is talking about. You've heard the term page used with regards to deities as like a chosen messenger. There are a lot of stories actually about animals that are chosen to serve as pages by Tennille. So, like, if she needs a message to go to one of her followers, she'll tell a squirrel, I command you to be a page and go tell this person. And then the squirrel gets magic powers until it goes and does its job. And then it doesn't anymore because Tennille doesn't maintain pages.
Yep.
But some do. Triss and Korggix, you know that pages are part of the divine hierarchy. So you've got your clerics, which is most servants. Pages are generally drawn from the rank of mortals and are cast largely as messengers and enforcers for a god. And then heralds, which is the next step up, are specifically, they're not always mortal, and they're specifically tasked with preparing Skarn for the arrival of a god's avatar. And then there's the god. So that's kind of the...
Herald is usually only one.
Right, usually there's one herald. And they show up on a silver surfboard and tell you that your world's about to begin.
Yeah. Unless it's the Herald of Vangal, and then she shows up on a blood red surfboard.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And then with the natural 20, Jedryn, you actually recall a story that you learned from a friend of your father. Another retired stalker that you met during a training, like a weekend warrior event that you and your dad went to. Because they do. I'm sure there's like Michigan militia halfling stalkers, right? Like,
just to be clear, Jedryn says punch Nazis.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you were at a meet and greet and training weekend with them, and they talked about a sort of freelance job they picked up after they got out of the military, accompanying a couple of scholars to the continent of Asherak. And most of the story was, kind of raunchy tales of, spending time in the ports. But you do recall him mentioning that there were a lot of temples there that were dedicated to like burial practices and embalming, that they were super into it up there. Mentioned mostly in the context of winning like a supposedly very, very expensive and very nice embalming kit in a hand of cards that he didn't know what the fuck to do with. But you remember him mentioning specifically the god that oversaw that was Gangal. And all the other information.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, as I said, her reaction is...
But she says, so I need to get back to that work. But hopefully next time I get to spend a few hours in your company, it'll be less pressing.
I hope to see you soon. Cheshire, do you need to have some alone time before she leaves? And I'm like gesturing.
Ew. That's gross.
She pats Cheshire on the cheek and says, "The flesh will wait," and kisses you deeply, and then steps away. And as she steps away, she just disappears.
I hide behind my hands and look through my fingers. Yes.
Getting better. At least I didn't die this time.
So do we clear out the rest of the dungeon?
Now you've met Naya.
I'm really happy for you. I turn to the Manticore and I'm like, so listen, you probably shouldn't go back to town. You need any supplies to be getting on your way?
She says, "No, but I don't know that I'll make it very far, as exhausted as I am."
We'll watch over you.
Which Titan? Which Titan do you follow, lady?
I follow Mesos. Well,
he's not that bad.
Could be worse.
It could be worse.
If you feel,
will it overstay
just shuffling awkwardly in the corner?
Will it overstay your mercy if I were to rest here before I leave?
No, not at all. We'll cover you while you sleep.
You barely finish your sentence before she's unconscious.
I would like to follow suit.
Yeah, you two should.
Our speed is just half. It's not that bad.
She says, her tongue lolling out the side of her.
All right, speed just have disadvantage on a lot.
There's on ability checks and speed halved. It could be way worse. It's not like it hit my hit points or anything.
So yeah, I assume you're taking a full rest.
That would be great, yeah.
Excellent. Anything that the rest of you would like to do during the period of this long rest? Do you want to split up and maybe some of you look the area over while others watch? Or do you just want to stay there all tightened together in case of difficulty?
In case fiends get out of their fiend cages?
I definitely don't want to open anything that hasn't been opened. Like maybe some patrolling around what's been opened is fine.
And some trapping and
did she take care of all the rod shambles? Because there is that room, but that's the only room
I think she just took out two, and then she's like, "All right, I'm out."
Okay.
Yeah, she did not destroy them.
Okay.
There are theoretically 3 left in that room, but they do not seem to be able to get out.
So we need to go over there and write, "Don't open dead inside."
Right. So that inevitably when 25 days... trying to think of how that would translate to Scarnian time. I guess it'd be 25 days later.
Yeah.
5 days later is a month.
It'd be 24 days later, actually, because it's 4 weeks, right?
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Well, 3 weeks, right? But
3 weeks, yeah.
When Sarah
what I'm saying is 28 days later is 4 weeks. We're putting entirely too much fucking thought into this. All right, so
I will say that as Zopa walks around, you can hear her mumbling about spring weddings and how the color should be teal and probably some other
definitely teal, no question.
Creme brulee should be the dessert. She's obviously planning the wedding already.
I don't hate any of this so far.
You too.
So you will all benefit from a long rest, and we will pick things up at the end of that long rest next week as we are at the end of our session. So any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns about tonight's events?
Jedryn did not turn into Pop Revisited, which I did think was going to happen.
I'm very much good with that. And I also didn't get slabbed by a slab. So
right, yeah. All told, I think you all performed very well, aside from, the botching and the, accidental planar travel. It was good.
As one does.
It was the NPC that botched the roll. I was fine.
That's true. But
mean, aside from my nat 1 on my arrow that dealt damage to my entire thing.
Yeah. We get that whole nat 1.
And ripped everyone else into the astral plane.
Yeah.
Like, that was...
Yeah, that's a legendary nat 1, definitely.
Rock and roll.
That's not a science.
There we go.
Well, awesome. This was a good time, and I look forward to seeing where it goes next session. So let's do our outros, and this week let's start with Jedryn. Go ahead and give us your pertinent details, please.
Hi, my name is Fran Stewart, pronoun she, her, and I'm playing Jedryn, the grumpy, baffled, but thankfully this week very fortunate halfling rogue. I write and edit and do random odd jobs in and around the Scarred Lands on a lot of different things. My wife Sarah is holding up the novel we co-wrote, Vigilant Through Shadows and Dreams, which is also set in the Scarred Lands. And if you want to see somebody else who's a poor bastard just like these, suffering through more or less the same kind of shit shows as we just went through, it's a really great, fun little read. You can find the stuff that I've written and edited on wherever fine ebooks are sold, and especially on drive-through. Look for Francis Stewart, and if you want to find me on Twitter, I'm at Ronald Valor, and approach me on any social media. I love to make new friends, so come by and say hi. Excellent.
And I did just actually personally pick up, they had a deal of the day sale for Vigilant, and so I bought it through Drive Through Fiction because they also do have the .mobi and EPUB versions up. Which means that I should be able to now listen to it as an audiobook with my iPad.
Oh, with a computer reading it.
Sometimes
that's awesome.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work so well with the PDFs to do that. It's really
the Mobi's always that's always been there. I wish you knew would have mentioned that to you. That's always been available.
Hadn't thought of it, but I saw that it was there when it was up for deal for the day, so I picked it up. So now I'll be able to listen to it every night as I go to sleep.
And remember, if you write a review of it anywhere public and you let me know about it, I will write you a haiku on any subject. And I'm not kidding about that. I wrote one about chimichangas. So.
You owe somebody a ginormous haiku, by the way.
What is it?
There was a massive review on the Piazza that I replied to.
Can you tell us what the chimichanga
the chimichanga
haiku was?
Get back to me.
Just remember,
at the end of the thing, I'll find it.
Follow Fran on Twitter for the for revisiting.
There we go.
I'll post it on Twitter. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Twitter's safe now. We can go to Twitter again. I might actually join Twitter now.
We made Twitter great again. Zopa.
Not hiding our politics, are we? Nope.
What would you like to share with the class? Go ahead and tell us your pertinence, please.
I don't know what. I'm Jeremy Hochhalter. I'm playing Zopa, she, her. I don't remember what class I am. I'm a rogue.
Rogue.
Yay. On Wednesdays, I'm in Chaz's game on my Twitch stream, which is WH Publications. And then on Fridays, I co-host with Sarah on The Lore You Know. We talk about Scarred Lands lore. I publish on Drive-Thru and DM's Guild. That's all I got.
And your character that you're playing, I always mess with the pronunciation of the race.
Sutorenja.
Sutorenja.
I think is what we settled on, isn't it, Chaz?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
And they are in Scarred Races, which is
they are
up on the Slitherin Vault, and I copy that.
Available.
Wrote in the chat as well. And yeah, definitely make sure that you're following WH Publications on Twitch so you can see when they go live. And speaking of people that show up on WH Publications, Triss, give us your pertinence, please.
Hi, I'm Sarah Stewart, she, they. I play Triss, the Druid rat folk, she, her. And Fran and Jeremy pretty much covered almost everything. We also worked on Frostland and Fenrilic, so do check that out as well on Drive-Thru if you haven't already, but we've talked about it a billion times, so you probably already know. So find us Friday. We're going to be talking about, I don't know, probably this plane with all the holes in it next week or something, this week or something like that. The
Dimply Plateau.
Dimply Plateau or the Perforated Plains because we love our alliteration on Galspad.
Mhm.
Everything is alliterative.
Well, from now on, it's the Dimply Plateau. I'm
Dimply Plateau.
gonna sneak that into the Baruch Torn book. I
Look,
guess.
the old dwarves call it the Dimply Plateau. Yes.
Yep,
Yes.
it's a derogatory term for Manticore. Oh, you're one of those cat people from the Dimply Plateau, are you? Okay, yeah. So, sorry, that killed me sometimes. Next up, we have Korggix. Please give us your pertinence.
I am Korggix, the giant puppy dog Scrag that's eating more and more people at an alarming rate. They are he, him, just as I am. I am a variety streamer on Twitch. You can find me at the Tric and on Twitch and everywhere else. I recently changed my Patreon to productions instead of writing, since we're getting more and more away from just writing and more into art and videos soon, TM, since I started DMing. So hopefully there'll be some newness on there. So the Patreon link is changed to Tric Productions instead of writing, but it's all the same garbage that all 8 of you are used to or whatever that's on there. But yeah, if you're interested in talking about level design or just chatting about world events or trying to find some escapism, Twitch is a great place to do that and come hang out with a really cool community that we've cultivated over the last 5 years. I'd appreciate anybody who comes in and stops and says hey or leaves a lurk. It's super useful, and I appreciate the shit out of it. So yeah, that's all she wrote, I guess.
Sweet. And definitely follow Tric's channel on Twitch. Then next up, we've got Millie. Give us your pertinence, please.
Hello, my name is Ayli. I am a fetish model. You can find me on Kitty Curiosity at Kitty Curiosity on Twitter. I play Millie, the Tiefling Ranger. Her pronouns are she, they. My pronouns are she, her. I'm also part of an X-rated D&D stream called Roll for Seduction, and you can find us online at rollforseduction.com or on Twitter at rollseduction. Check out my stuff if you're a whole adult.
Absolutely. And if you're not, just wait. Eventually you will be. And then you'll be really happy for about an hour, and then you'll immediately wish you could be a kid again. Promise.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or you could just pretend to be a kid forever, like us.
Right, that's true.
Pretend.
It's true. And I will also be returning to Roll for Seduction on Wednesday for Odysseys and Overlords after our Kickstarter hiatus was done. I guess there was a holiday in there too as well. But,
there was some stuff, last week.
Insurrection. So that brings us to Cheshire. Well, Insurrection doesn't, but just the order of people do. Cheshire, please give us your pertinence.
So I am Cheshire, he, him, or I am Chaz, he, him, who plays Cheshire, he, him, the undead warlock, who got to hang out with Naya today, and that was fun. I mean, there was the whole, losing a sister and the world being ripped apart by portals and stuff. But, that seems about normal for what we do. I'm playing Cheshire. I'm a PhD student who studies video games and music and storytelling. I also DM a Final Fantasy 14-inspired 5e game on Jeremy's channel on Wednesday, although we are taking this week off because this is the week before school, and therefore we have to have all the meetings all the times when fun things are happening.
Nice. Well, don't have too much fun with your meetings, and definitely everyone else, WH Publications, make sure you have subscribed and are checking out those streams. And I don't mind saying that Chaz has something in the works coming up for another channel too. So keep an eye for that news. And then I guess it leaves me. I'm Travis Legg, he, him. I run this game. And when I'm not running this game, I'm running other games on this channel. A lot of Skyland's going to be expanding into a few other things. I also am the programming coordinator at the Onyx Path Twitch. And I am the line developer for Skyland's. is in Scarred Landsy news. There's currently a bundle right now at DriveThruRPG where you can get a whole mess of Scarred Lands PDFs as well as the Astral Virtual Tabletop adventure of Dagger of Spirgos with the bundle, and some neat tokens and whatnot for your Scarred Lands characters. If you already own some of those PDFs, the bundle is still a very good deal because you get a discount. You get the whole discount applied for the products that you don't already own, and the products you already own are taken off the main cost of the bundle. So, like I saw somebody had everything else, and they got the Astral module for like $4, and normally it's $10. So definitely check that bundle out over at DriveThruRPG. Throw the link here in the chat. I also do a lot of community content stuff. So I put out today, like 3 a.m. today. Sorry, my kryptonite is I can't talk and type at the same time. I put out Pages of the Demigods today, which goes into the demigods that aren't really discussed in the Scarred Lands 5e book. Gives a little bit of insight into who they are, what the domains are, things like that. And also covers the divine hierarchy we talked about today, and specifically focuses on the role of pages, including someone's girlfriend might have a stat block in this book. So, but you shouldn't read it 'cause it's full of spoilers, Chaz.
Like how everybody was like...
So
every single, like, as somebody should clip that because every single person like put their hand on their face.
This is also a bit of a groundbreak for me because it's the second time I've tried to stat out a god for 5e. As this book includes stats for the Flayed God, a mysterious entity who, unlike most gods, actively shows up on Skarn repeatedly to hunt creatures that, mostly thinking ones, that he can rip apart and stick their flesh on his body because he's
kind of nuts.
falling apart.
Sounds like a class I started writing.
So
but go on.
makes for a good CR25 villain for your Scarred Lands campaign.
Anybody's running epic level 5e.
You just throw a lot of 8th level characters at him. But that's available right now at DriveThruRPG. As far as schedule goes, I'll be over at Roll Seduction 3 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. Then I will be back here Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern for Scarred Lands Sins of Shelzar. We took last week off because there was an armed insurrection in my country, but that all seems to have sort of blown over, so we're going to try to play this week instead. So you'll get 2 weeks in a row of that as they begin the Carnival of whatever. I can't remember what the name of the freaking festival is now. Because I'm tired.
Carnival of Shadows.
No, not that one.
Sorry.
No,
Carnival of Flowers?
Carnival of Flowers, thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
As they begin the Carnival of Flowers.
Nothing bad ever happens at the Carnival of Flowers.
Nope, I lied.
It happens twice in this book.
I lied. It's the Night of Chronicles, but my head was all over the place. They begin the Night of Chronicles.
No, the Night of Chronicles is fine.
So that should be fun. And other than that, just out here cranking out the RPG stuff. I have a Patreon where I try my best to keep everybody in the loop as what's going on in my life and toss you some exclusive content. And the VOD for this will go up normally under the rhythm we have been, but I did miss a couple of VODs, so my apologies for those. I'm going to be fleshing all those out into the public pretty much after the stream is over. So sorry if you missed it. Now you have a good chance to catch up. Once again, thank you all for playing. Thank you all at home for watching. Go buy Scarred Lands stuff. Support all of your favorite indie creators that you're seeing here on the screen and elsewhere. And, socially distance and wash your hands. We'll see you soon.
Bye, everybody.